Hi everybody. I am now on the way to recording my long form videos here on YouTube. I'm not a stranger to YouTube at all. I used to do YouTube all the time when I actually owned my own hair company. Then I decided to shut that down, go on another journey, which is the journey I'm on now and have been on it full-time as a full-time content creator, no corporate job, no nothing. I quit, a little bit about me, I quit my corporate job 6.5, now darn near going on 7 years now. My background is banking and brokerage, but I've also owned and operated a hair company. So I've always had like this entrepreneur mindset, like as long as I can remember. Even when I was in high school, I was always running something to make extra money, you know. That's just who I am. But today I want my first long form video to be a little bit different from what I normally do, that you guys know me for on Instagram and TikTok, which is food, dining, and travel and adventure. So I want to be a little bit more personal. This video is about, and I'm just really getting to a point where I can talk about it without crying so much so versus when it first happened. So a lot of you guys may or may not know still, because I shared this with my audience last year. I lost my mom unexpectedly out of nowhere. She had a stroke. She stayed in a coma for 3 months. And I want to more so share with everybody like grief, right? Grief is a real thing. And I feel like this is kind of part of helping me with coping with that, with getting through that, because there's so many other people that's dealing with that now, right? So people always tell me all the time, like my friends or other people that know me, because I was still showing up, and I still show up. When my mom was in a coma for 3 months, nobody, like any outsiders, nobody even knew this, you know, but I was still showing up to all the media events. I was still doing my marketing, but I did not feel like it. Even to this day, it's still like a struggle for me to get out of the bed, because the person that is everything to me is no longer here, you know. But I have to be grateful for the people that I still have, and I'm trying to do this video without shedding a tear. Like I said, I'm at a point where I can talk about it a little bit more without crying as much, but to be honest with you, it helps. It helps to cry. It helps to talk to other people about what you're going through, you know, and just what you're feeling. You know, it even got to a point where I lost my appetite. Really, to be honest with you, I still, like, it's still to a point where I can't eat as much as I normally can, but my appetite is slowly but surely coming back. One thing that kind of helped me, and it is another reason why I kind of wanted to do this video, because I just want to talk about certain things that helped me to deal with the grief and the loss of my mom. Because like I said, it came out of nowhere. Nobody expected it, anything. And it was 3 months of hopefully thinking that she would wake up out of this coma, but she never did. So for me, maybe like a couple of months ago, I joined the gym. My sister and both my dad are both like die-hard gym fanatic people. Me and my mom have never really been that kind of person. My brother is, because my brother, he doesn't go to a gym, but he gets up and runs every day. He gets up and runs and walk. But me and my mom, for some reason, we the only ones that was not on that fitness train. But I do feel like going to the gym every day or every couple of days actually has been helping me these past couple of months. You know, even when I don't feel like it, I still go. Another thing that helps me with this is talking to other people that have lost their moms. I have met some great people along the way that actually reached out to me when my mom passed, and just having like that support system. Because to be honest with you, even when my mom was in that hospital for 3 months, I just want to give a shout out to those friends that were there, like every week, every day, people that was helping us run shifts, because we didn't want my mom to be in that hospital by herself in a coma. You know what I mean? Because she has no self-awareness of what is going on. And anybody that knows me knows how close me and my sister and my brother, everybody is close to my parents as a whole. So now it's like, you know, especially with me being the one that lives here. My sister lives in Atlanta, my brother lives here, but you know how sometimes boys can be, but he definitely still shows up for my dad. You know, my parents have been together before I was even born, and I am the oldest. So just making sure that, you know, he's okay over there. So whether it's that going to check up on him once a week, whether it's that to just give him a call and talk, or send him funny videos via text, because I have a good habit of just sending him like funny videos, because he likes that guy Kelvin Grimes that tricks people here in Charlotte in Food Line. My dad, it just cracks up on his videos. So I make sure I send him those videos just to keep him laughing and stuff like that. But the thing is, sometimes you're so busy trying to keep your other parent together when you're really not together yourself, emotionally and mentally, behind what just happened with the loss of your mother. Like I said, I lost my mom last year, November 1st, and I'm still feeling it. November 1st is coming back around. That'll be a year that she has not been here with us. And so we just all opted to just go spend time with my dad on November 1st, and just kind of bond and share videos and pictures, whether that's us going over there to cook for him or whatever. That's just like a good way for us all to just get back together and share some memories of my mom. And all of my friends, my friends called my mom their mom. A lot of my personality actually comes from my mom. My dad is more of the strict one. Ex-military, he's the strict one. Sometimes we call him a party pooper, yeah. My mom, like I said, life of a party. A lot of personality, like myself, just like a people person, so she is and still missed. Again, I just wanted to come on here and just share that with a lot of people. So even like now to this day, when people see me, of course I'm smiling, I'm laughing, all the things, but I still have days where I struggle to get up out this good bed, but I have to keep going, because I know my mom would not want me here feeling the way that I feel. So sometimes you kind of, have you ever heard that saying when they say somebody that has lost their parent they end up doing very well in life, because it's like now you feel like you have to do something in their name, right? In their honor. And especially being that my mom was one of my biggest fans, Lord knows. Sometimes I would come home and I have DMs and some random girl that just sending me a message in my DM like, oh my God, we just met your mom at the nail shop. She told everybody in the nail shop to follow you. If you want, somewhere to go to eat or whatever, what have you. So I miss that. I definitely miss that. I get random DMs every day anyway, but just that kind of support from a parent, Oh God. And now I feel like I had a good friend in middle school and high school, and I think her name is Jerika. So if you're watching this, now I see like the pain and struggle that she was going through at that time. At the time, I couldn't really understand it because I still had my parents, right? But she lost her mom at a very young age. And I cannot imagine someone navigating life, whether it's through high school, whether it's through college, like your best days, getting married, all those things. I cannot imagine not having my mom or my dad there, not with me. And I hear a lot of people now say they feel like an orphan, right? And I said I wasn't gonna cry, but whatever. I have to have a little moment on the camera, but when you're close to your parents and your parents is pretty much like your lifeline, pretty much, you do feel like that, right? Because I even had a moment with my dad a couple of weeks ago, and I started crying, and he having to rub my back and tell me it's okay. And I'm like, I have one parent left. So you do feel like that, right? You start to feel like that. But I'm not gonna say too much on that, but I just want to come on here and just talk about the things that helped me. And that was like going to the gym, talking to other people that have lost their parents, and just in general talking to other people. Then I have a friend that is a nurse. I have worried her to death. I have definitely worried her to death, but she has been like a great support system too on the side, with me just calling her and being able to talk to her, just having like sleepless nights. I know she experienced a death with like a couple of her aunts and things like that, so I can only imagine, because last year was a hard year for me. I not only lost my mom, but before that it was my aunts. And my aunt, I look up to my aunt because she's like the only entrepreneur of our family, like real entrepreneur, that she actually did what what I'm doing. She quit her job. She didn't want to work a job. She didn't want to be corporate. She was like, we got to figure this thing out. Like, she kept telling me, don't ever go back. Don't ever go back. Sometimes you might have to, but if you try your best to do everything in your power to stay on the path that you want to be on, right? So she used to always say, everything that you could do for another company or you could do for those people, you could do for yourself, which is facts. It's just that everybody is not made to be an entrepreneur. I definitely agree with that, because we need doctors, we need lawyers, we need nurses. Like, these are things we need. Everybody is not for that. So I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my God, you got to work for yourself. That's not me, because everybody is not, and everybody don't have that tough skin, because you also have to be able to do doing good one month, doing bad, be up, down. It's a lot of up and downs, right? But you have to stay the course. So I have stayed the course. And what I'm doing now full time for almost 7 years now. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that, on, like my aunt say, not looking back and just figuring it out in the process. So that one hurt too. My aunt passed a couple of months before my mom, after my aunt passed, my uncle passed, and I had another great loss, which was my grandma. Which was like, your grandmas are like your moms, really, to be honest with you. So I just had a lot of back-to-back deaths. So it's been a lot. And sometimes you don't realize till the last moment that it is a lot, right? I'm trying to think. Those are like the main things that really helped me, was just having that circle of people you could talk to, or that have lost parents, or just going to the gym is therapeutic. Taking daily walks every day is therapeutic. Something that I said I'm going to get a little bit more into though is like maybe meal prepping for my dad. I think just doing things for him will make me feel good as well, because like I said, it's just him by himself over there now. And if anybody has, like, if you've lost a parent or loved one, if you have any suggestions on things that you do to stay afloat or to, just help you keep going, make sure you put them down in the comments. And I want to make more videos coming for you guys soon on like my journey on what I'm getting ready to do for 2026. And I want to bring everybody along with me on that journey in YouTube videos. So again, guys, this is just a brief introduction, a little bit more about me, if you don't already know about me, and just grief and dealing with grief and the loss of a parent or a loved one. And just to come on here and just see what everybody else does for a loss, right? If you have lost anyone that's close to you. So again, make sure you guys comment below, share this video to someone that may be going through something with the loss of a parent or a loved one, and just subscribe. Bye guys.